Hi, welcome to another episode of Hot Takes, and the law of unintended consequences strikes again. And I will just say, if you hear noises in the background, which you probably, there you go, hear that cracking? It's so damn cold this morning, I've actually lit the coal fire. So I've got some wood at the moment burning away with some coal around it, so the wood's cracking. It's very nice, and I love the smell and the sound and everything, but it might interfere on the sound on here, so I do apologise. Now, like I say, the law of unintended consequences. With the plan that the SNP have to remove the two-child limit in Scotland for benefits, it's expected that many people in northern England will move to Scotland so they can get ka-ching, more money for their brood. And we know exactly the sort of people that tend to have larger broods, don't we? But benefit claimants may well migrate for economic reasons. Who'd have thunk it, eh? Who'd have thought people would move to maximise the amount of money that they can take from the state, parasiting their entire family, because it's great that the Scottish taxpayer is willing to pay for this. A new report says the SNP Finance Minister, Shona Robertson, the stupidest woman in Scotland, her decision to scrap the cap introduced by the Prime Minister, it's really going that far now, isn't it? And Chancellor Rachel Reeves could lead to an exodus from south to north of the border. It's going to cost anywhere between 700 million and £1 billion extra over what they have calculated it would be for the current lot in Scotland. And now that they've announced it, and the fact is that they're going to be seeing this massive uplift in people moving north, they're worried. They're realising that they have made what is known in politics as a major fuck-up, because they have no way got £1 billion sitting there ready to be spent on other people's children. I work on the principle, you breed them, you feed them. Don't expect the state to pay for your kids. If you're having a problem and can't raise your children, then maybe you should put them up for adoption and let someone who can pay for them do so. Why should the state be responsible for you not closing your legs, to put it bluntly? You've got to take ownership of the problem. Why is the father's not paying? That sort of thing. Anyway, the Scottish Fiscal Commission, which is Holyrood's sort of Office of Budget Responsibility version, has suggested that the SNP's move would be worth around $3,600 per child extra for eligible households if introduced in 26-27. Now, the great thing is, in 26 there will be an election, and it's unlikely that this will actually happen, because even if the SNP are the largest party, they may not be forming the next government. The UK Conservative Party, then Prime Minister Theresa May, reduced the amount payable to limited to the first two children, and saying that's the replacement level. If you want more children, that's up to you. You pay for them. Quite right too. And there were exceptions. Is if the second child was multiple birth. That was an exception, because obviously you've got no control over that. And there were exceptions if you were the victim of sexual abuse or if you were raped. So there were exceptions that were beyond your control, and I think that's fair enough. But Sir Keir Starmer, the wanker at number 10, said last year, despite in opposition saying it was iniquitous, it was wrong, and we're not, that's something that the Labour Party would undo straight away, he's decided in actual fact to keep it. Because, like every other promise he's made, it's important that he breaks it, and so he's broken it. And now, of course, the SNP, trying to show how virtuous they are, how wonderful they are, how they are better than everyone else, they've decided that they will abandon it. And they got their little calculators out, and Shona did some hard sums, and she came up with a number. And what she failed to do, of course, was realise that it would attract benefits claimants, it would attract the unproductive, it would attract the parasites. And that's exactly what it's going to do. And so they're all going to move north of the border and go, hey, I've got 9 kids and you're going to pay for all of them. Wonderful. So there we go. We can see it all about to fall apart. Gosh, it's almost as though these people are stupid. But that can't possibly be. You couldn't rise that high in a political party being as dumb as an ox, could you? Could you? Let me know what you think. Thanks very much. Goodbye.